It has been 40 years since the Keddie Murders took place in rural Plumas County. A triple slaying, a missing child that remains later found, and the case remains cold. What happened in Keddie 40 years ago, and why is it our next Unsolved California? Watch. On the side of State Route 70 stands this rickety wooden building labeled Keddie Resort. It's a marker for people driving this route daily, and also a marker in this community. Horror happened here in Cabin 28, April 11th, 1981. To understand what happened, we have to look back in the archives. Triple slaying in Keddie. It reads, a quiet pale of horror blanketed Keddie. 3 people were found bludgeoned and cut to death. The worst crime in Plumas County. The victims? Glenna Sue Sharp, a mother. John Sharp, Glenna's son. Tina Sharp, Glenna's daughter. And Dana Wingate, John's friend. Their photos printed in the Feather River Bulletin. Their bodies were found by Sheila Sharp, one of Glenna's children. 3 other kids were found unharmed in a cabin bedroom. 2 of them, Glenna's children, and another, Justin Smart, a friend. A hammer and knife were recovered at the scene, believed to be murder weapons. Someone was missing from the home. Tina Sharp, 12 years old. It was believed she was abducted. Articles were written, but Tina was never found.
Things went in a lot of different directions.
Investigators tell me she is central to this case. Meanwhile, these sketches were released to the public based off Justin Smart's recollections of that deadly night. But he was found in the spare bedroom and gave conflicting stories, saying both that he witnessed the murders and was dreaming. Then, on April 22, 1984, a little more than 3 years after the murders, someone collecting bottles in the woods in rural Butte County, about 100 miles from Keddie, found human remains. The remains belonged to Tina Sharp. Shortly after news broke of the discovery, a mysterious phone call came into the Butte County Sheriff's Office.
And I was just wondering if you thought of the murder up in Keddie, up in Plumas County a couple years ago, where a 12-year-old girl was never found.
Whoever made the call knew something specific about what happened in Keddie. The call came in on the 3-year anniversary of the murders. This call wasn't investigated initially. It was left in evidence for Detective Mike Gamberg to find. And spanning the investigation, investigators named 2 primary suspects, Martin Smart, a neighbor to the Sharps, and his friend John Bobiday. Martin Smart initially told investigators he was missing a hammer. The hammer belonging to Martin Smart was recently found in 2016 in a pond down the road from where Cabin 28 once stood. Investigators believe it was intentionally placed there. Smart fled Keddie after the murders, another red flag. And what may even be more telling is what he wrote in this letter to his then-wife, Marilyn. I've paid the price for your love, and now I've bought it with 4 people's lives. Martin Smart died in 2006. John Bobiday died in 1988. But are there others involved? Detectives tell me more people have a guilty conscience. So why are we taking the time to go into this case? Well, first of all, one of you called our station and told us to look into it. 40 years have passed. It is still unsolved. Second, I sat down with investigators and they told me they are closer now than ever before to solving this case. Next week, I'll tell you why 2 investigators say this case is so personal for them and where it stands now.